Right guys, welcome back to another video, and today I am going to be going through my top 5 players in the NBA right now and of all time. Now, bearing in mind I was born in the year 2003, so I'm not going to be putting players on here that I've never seen play before. It's only going to be players which I know and love. These are my favourites, so it's all opinion. So MJ is on neither of these lists, all-time lists and stuff like that. Or even on the modern day list, there's not going to be like Steph and all that. It's just my list and the players which I love. Before we get into this, obviously I am a Celtics fan, so it is obvious that I am going to put a lot of Celtics players on there just for a point of reference if you are wondering why my favourite player in the NBA right now is who it is. Let's just get into the video. I have put all-time and current day in the same kind of video, mainly because I didn't want it to be like a 5-minute video where I just talk really quickly about each one. I wanted to kind of expand on each one and talk about my favourite players of all time. So we're going to start off with the modern day ones. So modern day, coming in at my number 5, I've put Jason Tatum. Now, I love Jason Tatum, however, he is the third Celtic on this list. So, yeah, I do like him. Sometimes the foul hunting and the way he plays can be a bit frustrating to watch as a Celtic fan. Obviously, he's a Lakers fan because of Kobe Bryant and all that, but I can't really hold that against him because so was Paul Pierce. He used to hate the Celtics, but I love what JT has done, and I hope he stays with the Celtics for many more years and improves as a player the way he's been doing over the past couple of years. JT is one of the best players in the whole of the NBA. He's just not one of my all-time favourites right now who are playing in the league. Moving on to number 4, I've put Luka. Now, I love Luka so much, and the way he plays the game and his passion for the game. Seeing a European come into the NBA and people love him so much, and the way he plays is so good and so fun to watch. He's the talisman of the Mavs and plays the exact way which you'd want him to. He's honestly one of the funnest players to watch, and his interviews as well. He seems like one of the nicest guys that I've ever seen. Like, I've obviously never met Luka, and I wish one day I could meet him. But Luka is one of the best players in the NBA right now. He is literally the face of the Mavs. One of the best European players of all time already, and he is just one of the funnest players to watch. Even when he's playing for his team as well, his international team, he's one of the best players in the world on the international stage as well, which in Europe is taken a lot more seriously, I think, than in America. But I really love Luka and everything he's done for European basketball and stuff like that. Moving on to number 3 is Ja. I love Ja so much. The way he plays the game and how he just loves dunking, how much of like a highlight reel this guy is. Ja is one of the funnest players to watch in the NBA, and he's tweeting like Draymond Green about how they're going to win and stuff, and like all this talking and stuff which he does. I love trash talk, as you'll see from other players on this list. I love trash talk so much, and it's so fun to watch Ja play the way he does, and he is going to develop into one of the best players. I think he's 6'3", but he still tries to dunk on everyone. He's so fun to watch, and it seems like a really cool guy from all the interviews I've seen, and we really do need him in the dunk contest. He did say, though, he's not probably going to do it ever, which is really sad, because I've seen some of his dunks like that he does in practice, and it's really not fair how good his dunks are. But that's just me. That is number 3, Ja. Then number 2, I have put Robert Williams III, the second Celtic on this list. I love Robert Williams III, man. He is so good. He is one of the funnest players to watch. I'm the type of person, right, that loves seeing blocks in the NBA more than like slam dunks and stuff. If a centre makes an amazing block, that is better than a dunk for me. Like, sometimes some of Rob's dunks and the way he just rejects people and his lob threat as well, he is literally one of the funnest players to watch in the whole of the NBA, in my opinion. When he's injured, it's not as fun, because nearly every game this guy gets a lob, and it's one of the funnest lobs, and it's one of the most gas moments in the whole game, and everyone's screaming. It's one of the funnest things to watch ever. Rob is very injury prone though, which is an issue for him. I really hope he can get back to the level where he's playing as many games as he possibly can. He's an amazing player, and he will develop into a key piece of the Celtics team. I do actually think he is the third star, along with JT and JB, if he can stay fit, and that is just a thing for me. I love Rob so much, and he is going to be one of the best players in the Celtics for the next years. And then the number 1 in this list is Marcus Smart. Now, I love Marcus Smart, and a lot of people don't like him. Even Celtics fans, a lot of them don't like him. He is one of the funnest players to watch and a trash talker, which I love. An amazing defensive player. And he always gives his all to the team. And he's one of the best floppers in the league. And if he was on someone else's team, I would probably hate him. But I love Marcus Smart when he tries to flop and win fouls. And when he wins those fouls, it's just so funny because you can see how angry the other team gets and stuff. It's one of the best things when you win a charge call. It's one of the best things that you can get. I love it so much, and that's one of the best parts about Marcus Smart is the way he plays the game, his intensity, and for the Boston Celtics. I love Marcus Smart so much, and hopefully I'm going to be getting a Boston Celtics jersey soon. At that point, I'm going to try and get Marcus Smart or Rob on the back of it. Now, that is the current day top 5. All time, as I said, it's not going to be players that I've not watched before. So coming in at number 5, we've got LeBron. Honestly, when I watch LeBron play, especially his old games as well, to see how crazy athletic and dominant he is in nearly every game, in nearly every part of his game, he is one of the best players of all time. He's so well-rounded and one of the best rounded players of all time. When I've seen him play, he ruined some of my dreams when he played the Celtics. He ruined some of the best games where the Celtics were amazing. He ruined that for us, and it's not fair. But I do love LeBron, even though he did ruin the game for us a few times. But an amazing player, and he's got 4 championships now, and he deserves even more. And hopefully he can get even more, just not with the Lakers, please. Because that is a similar thing with Rajon Rondo, who has actually got 2 championships, one with the Celtics and one with the Lakers, which I'm not sure how many players can actually say they've got a championship with 2 of the biggest organizations in the NBA. But I love Rajon. Rajon Rondo is one of the best players to watch ever because some of his ball fakes are amazing. I literally watch the same video once a week at least of Rajon Rondo's ball fakes. He's one of the best at doing those fakes ever to play in the NBA. He's one of the funnest players to watch, and some of the passes he sees, he's one of the most intelligent basketball players to ever play the game. I've seen passes where he has not even looked once, but it goes actually straight into their hands when he doesn't even really know they're there. But somehow he does know they're there. It's one of the most confusing players that I've ever watched in my life. But I love him so much. And even though we went to the Lakers and won that championship, I still love him a lot. And I hope a lot of other Celtics fans appreciate him the way I do as well. Even though he went to the Lakers, I do appreciate him a lot. And the development he had at the Celtics and the way he used to play for us, I still love it so much. So I just wanted to put that out there. Coming in at number 3, I have Kobe. For obvious reasons, one of the best players of all time. He had the mentality of someone which I really look up to, and that's the main thing with a lot of these players is I really look up to these players, and I love Kobe so much. And the mentality he had around the game and the way he even played the game was amazing. And even though he was a Lakers player, I still loved watching him, and he was one of the best players of all time and still will always be one of the best players of all time. I love Kobe so much, and he deserves to be on this list for me because I used to love watching him. Now, coming in at 2, let me just go and get my shirt. I've got a shirt of this number 2. We've got Kevin Garnett. Now, Kevin Garnett is an amazing player. The best trash talker in NBA history. Right here, the number 5. I love Kevin Garnett so much. He's one of the funnest players to watch, and the way he talks is amazing. He is so good, and he is so in love with the team that he is playing for. He's such a good Timberwolves legend and a good Celtics legend. I think the Timberwolves fans also appreciate him as well. I'm happy he got his championship with the Celtics. And ever since I watched him since I was younger, he's one of my idols because of how he plays the game. And he's one of the best Celtics I've ever seen play in games. I haven't seen a lot of the Celtics legends play in games, but he is one of the best that I've ever seen. Just after my number 1 pick, which I do also have a jersey of him as well. So at number 1, we've got the Boston Celtics number 34, Paul Pierce. I don't know if you can see that. Paul Pierce, this is an amazing shirt which doesn't actually fit me anymore. Well, he is my favourite player of all time. I love Paul so much. He is one of the funnest players to watch, and I can't explain why I love him so much. He just encapsulates what it means to be a Celtic, in my opinion. And even when I see him at games, Celtics games, he comes to some Celtics games, every time I see him, I get so gassed when I see him. He is one of the best players I've ever seen play in a Celtics uniform, and I do love him so much, and that is just why he's number one on this list for me. I can't explain in the feeling Paul Pierce gives to me, but he is one of my favourite players. He is my favourite player of all time, and I just wanted to say that out loud because I wanted to make this video a long time to show Paul his appreciation. I appreciate him so much and what he's done for me, and he made me fall in love with basketball as well. So I just wanted to say thank you, Paul Pierce, for everything you've done. That is the end of the video though, guys. If you have enjoyed this video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I really do appreciate everyone for watching. Thank you so much.